Welcome to the Hamsi Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Wednesday, July 25th, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange Advanced Decline Differential closed at 193. Nasdaq Advanced Decline Differential closed at 435. There were 6 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 19 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, there were 310,000 contracts traded on the VIX with 35 million in total premiums paid. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in August, we saw a 0.64, which is pretty neutral with 49% of the total premiums paid. On September, a 0.4 reading, which is bearish to neutral with 20% of the total premiums paid. Here we have the daily chart for SPX. We have a doji here on the chart today, basically flat. Right now at 1337. We're watching the 1332 level, which is the 50-day moving average here on the daily chart. One thing to consider here, CI is now going lower and CI diff also going lower. Those are the two bearish things we have here on this chart, and as well we broke this trend line and the 0 sigma. On the upside, we're looking for 1353, which is 0.6. That's going to be resistance, and that would be our target on the upside for this downturn that we're facing so far. On the downside, we're looking for breaking the 132 level and then 1310. We look at the SPY chart to get some targets. Here we have the daily chart for SPY. You could see here basically flat for the day, but again we're looking for the 137.40 level as being the resistance on the upside, which is 0 sigma, and we're looking for 131 level on the downside. To look at the intraday action on the SPY today, we could see here we opened higher in the morning. You could see here we made a couple of new highs, and pretty fast we sold off after the new housing data came out. Pretty horrible data, and then we started rallying back after it. After we tested the 50-day moving average on the SPX, we rallied, tried to make a new high but failed, and then we tried to make a couple new highs here, but we failed every time. After so many tries, the market just started selling off into the close, and that's where we finished, basically flat for SPY. So that was the intraday action here on SPY. On some targets for longer term, we're looking for the 129 level, and we need to break the 0.6 at 136 right now, 135.90. On GLD, we're looking at we're gonna start with the weekly chart. Today was a pretty good day for GLD, but again we want to see a close above this 0 sigma line or the yellow line. Very important at 157. Since this date we have not been able to close above that yellow line or the 0 sigma. It had been around 17 to 19 weeks already and nothing, so we want to break that 0.6 on the weekly and close above it. So it's gonna be critical, that 157 level on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, yesterday we talked about this outside day reversal and we wanted to see something next, maybe going out of the range. Today we got this big pop on gold, up 1.5% almost. We're at 155.67. We want to look at 157 and break above that level to get interested in gold to the upside. Breaking all these highs would be pretty good, and the 0 sigma line on the weekly. CI now pointing higher for a couple of days now, and CI dip also. So we're gonna see how this pans out on the future. Tomorrow and Friday is gonna be critical for gold. Here we have the daily chart for gold futures. You could see here this orange trend line that I've drawn here, and this other blue line here. Those triangles that we were forming, we were up and down on this formation on gold for months now. Looks today we're on the upper range here. You could see touching this orange line. We've touched it several times here before. We have not been able to break this line to the upside, and we're gonna have to see how it pans out tomorrow and Friday, if we're gonna bounce back lower, maybe continuing in this range and coil up even more, or break and go and see gold come up and test maybe 200-day moving average at 1664 and maybe break that and go higher. But first we need some confirmation of this triangle being broken. We want to tomorrow go higher here, maybe then come back and test it to the downside, and after that we could rally here and put a target to the 200-day moving average. But still we want to see some confirmation here on the daily chart for gold futures. For VIX daily chart, we continue to be at the below 20 level today at 1934. We want to see here some consolidation below 20. You can see the volatility on the Sigma channels pretty small right now on the VIX after we could see huge pops. So right now we're looking at the 1770 level as being some support, and we want to see some 16s and 15s on the VIX for the market in order to go higher. If we decide to go higher, we're looking for the 26 level. 24, 26 are gonna be the targets. As you know, VIX moves pretty fast, so it could get pretty high up in a matter of days. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your HAMC Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino, at the number listed below. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.